Hey guys, welcome back to Doc Oil Talks Comics. I think we're finally getting back into the groove of things now that the snow has melted and USPS and FedEx and UPS and everybody can start bringing the books on a normal basis. So hopefully this will be the only last for the foreseeable future late Doc's weekly comic pickups video. But I knew that you guys were excited to do it, so let's go ahead and get into it. And the first book we have this week is The Amazing Spider-Man number 21. This is by Joe Kelly with art by Todd Nauck primarily, with assist by John Romita Jr. And here we have Norman bringing out the best in Miles Morales. He kind of goes supernova, or as Norman calls it here, he calls it max power. And he tries to overcome his history with the Hobgoblin, overcome his history as the Green Goblin. And in the end, he shows mercy instead of just the destructive force that he used to be as the Goblin. And he tells Roderick Kingsley, he says, "Make any further attempts on my life, ever think about my family again, and you will not enjoy my mercy." And the Hobgoblin says, "You could have just asked. I didn't lie about stealing the show." And so in the end, we get to see Peter back from his adventures. He is back home. He's back in his own book. So where does Norman Osborn fit in from here as Spider-Man, as a positive character? I don't know, but we do have ASM number 1000 coming up, I believe, in September. So we'll get to see where the character goes from there with his growth or lack thereof. All right, next up, we have The Department of Truth, all the way at number 35. This book has been going for 3 years, although it's been going for longer than that because there have been breaks. But we get James Tynion IV and Martin Simmons on this book. And we get the birth of a new sect. So you have the Department of Truth, you have Black Hat, and now you have White Hat. So it's kind of like when you started the book way back with number 1, you got to see that Lee Harvey Oswald was in charge of the Department of Truth. And it was kind of like the Department of Truth could spin anything. As long as enough people believe in a certain thing, then the Department of Truth saw that it was so. So if enough people looked in the sky and saw that it was purple, or said it was purple, then people would start believing that the sky was purple. So here we have Cole, the estranged agent, the FBI agent, who's on the run from the department and from Black Hat. And like I said, now they've designed White Hat. So you have the Department of Truth, which spins things a certain way. You have Black Hat, who's out here almost as a counterpoint to the Department of Truth. And now you have White Hat, who is seeking to be kind of in the middle of everything and showing off what the true reality of things is. So, interesting stuff. Good stuff, still moving somewhat at a snail's pace, but one of the better books that I've read out of this particular series. All right, next up, we unfortunately have a sad day. This is Jeremy Adams' last written issue of Flash Gordon, issue number 15, and we have art by Eder Messias, and we get to see good Flash versus evil Flash. And in the end, what I'm going to say about this book, I would have loved it if Will Conrad would have been on the artwork, but I understand that he moved on to other projects. But I would like to say that this book ends up wrapping up nicely. You get to see a Flash Gordon who sees his future and sees not war, but peacetime. So you do get to see Jeremy Adams wrap up his storyline naturally, not forced. It took its time to get there, but it's wonderful, wonderful stuff. Now, it looks like Dan Abnett is going to be coming on as writer with issue 16 in March. I don't know that I'll follow that book, or in April, I should say. There's a Zero issue coming up next. But I don't know that I'll follow that book because that was really the voice of Jeremy Adams that I enjoyed the most about this book. But I will say, if you haven't read it, I believe it's collected in 3 trades now. So go out there and check out Flash Gordon. You will not be disappointed. All right. This book, The Autumn Kingdom, The Wraithbound Queen, we're going to talk about that more in an initial assessment video, which is also coming up. And this is the second miniseries of The Autumn Kingdom. So we'll talk about that more on initial assessment. We will also talk about, on a different initial assessment video, we have Dork here from Image and Brett Bean, Jean-Francois Belleau. And this is supposed to be kind of a fun take on the I Hate Fairyland type of series, but it might have a little bit more heart and a little bit more punch to it rather than just being overtly crazy and violent. So I'm looking forward to talking about this book shortly. Okay. Next, after that, we have The Return of the Nice House by the Sea. This is issue number 7, also written by James Tynion with art by Alvaro Martinez Bueno. And you get these really awesome, almost painted backgrounds and even painted artwork. It's probably digitally painted, but it's amazing stuff. And we have the understanding in this issue that there are multiple houses, not just the lake house by the sea or the nice house. I didn't mess that all up. By the lake, the nice house by the lake and the nice house by the sea. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. But there's about 50 of them, apparently. And so you start to wonder, how many people did they save? Are all of these houses inhabited by people? Or are some of them, plant types they wanted to save? Other mementos of history that they wanted to hold on to? Who knows? But I'm in for it, and I can't wait. Hopefully this book is back on track, and we'll get to see it pop off and hit issue number 12 sooner rather than later. All right, and the last book we have is this wonderful Walking Dead Deluxe, issue 130. And this is Robert Kirkman and Charlie Adler's zombie epic, now presented in color. And here we see the beginning of the Whisperers, because these 2 guys here are hiding in a ditch, but they hear the dead talking. Is it the dead? Is it not the dead? Who knows? But really excellent book, guys. If you didn't read it first go around, these are being collected in trades as well, and it's an amazing way to reread this book if you read it the first time, or to get caught up on it if you didn't see it the first time. And that is it, guys. That's it for this video. Thank you for joining me. Again, I'm sorry that this is later in the week. Just between the weather and my wife being in the hospital and everything else that has been going on, it's been crazy these past couple of weeks. So please bear with me. I'm still trying to provide you guys high quality content while also providing for my family and taking care of their needs. They come first. So please be in prayer for my wife and for my son, who's trying to finish up his senior year in high school. And y'all just pray that between that and working and taking care of dinners and meals and keeping the house going forward and all of that unfun stuff that we don't talk about in the videos, just pray that I don't fall out, because it's been 4 months now since her accident, and she's getting better incrementally day by day. But we still need prayers. We still need positive thoughts and comments sent this way. And we're just going to keep talking about comics. Help me take my mind off of things and provide entertainment for you guys. So thanks for joining me in this video. Take care, and I've got more great content coming up very, very soon.